One. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in to another Wednesday afternoon. Here we are tonight in the CFRL Midweek Series League, racing at Atlanta tonight in the Xfinity cars. Tonight in the booth with me is last week's broadcast friend for Mr. Tegan Jones. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep from stuttering. I don't know what my problem is. Tegan, you make me nervous, buddy. How you been?
I have that effect on people.
Oh, man. Well, it's going to be a pretty good one tonight. These cats here are going to be racing at Atlanta tonight. Definitely cannot be as nervous as me or they're going to cause an accident. You being an Atlanta expert, tell me a little bit about what we're going to expect from these guys tonight.
So draft is normal, which is something the Cup guys do not run. So this is going to be a very high tire wear race, I should say. And I'm afraid that I think it's going to be one groove, to be honest. I don't think there's going to be much of two grooves unless you just have outrageously fresher tires than the guy you're racing. So, yeah, it's just I'm not sure if we're going to see much of a banger tonight, to be honest.
So, a little bit of lesser expectations in a barn burner from Mr. Tegan Jones tonight. For me, I just think that we might see a little bit more tight racing, barn burner kind of style of racing tonight than what you would expect. Just because of how we've been on this game for a pretty good while now, and these cats right here, they have figured a lot of their strategies and setups out. Where now the racing's tighter than it's ever been, with the exception of a few races that cars have been spread apart, cautions have been lackluster, the tight racing's not been all there, but those type of races like we had at Las Vegas and a couple other places where we've had tight races, though, definitely can be expected for tonight. But I do see and understand your side of the tire wear kind of playing a factor in keeping these guys from having a barn burner type of race tonight.
Looks like Mike got the pole. I'm not sure who won the qualifying race, though.
Yeah, I've been waiting on trying to get onto his live stream, but he's not had it set up yet.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's even going to set it up, because I'm on Sal's. That's how I found it. So.
Okay. Do you mind telling me what Sal's login thing is on his YouTube?
He is on Twitch, actually.
Oh, he's on Twitch. Well, crap. Okay.
Share it to you.
All right.
I'll send it through Messenger. I just got an invite. Alright, send it to you on Messenger.
Alright, cool. Thank you.
And before I left the party a while ago, Mike was trying to set up his stream, so I don't know if he's had issues or if he just forgot.
Alrighty, looks like we are ready to hop in. So we will go ahead and jump in. The Echo Park 250 at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
On green. You're still loading though, right?
Yeah, I'm still loading. But, yeah, right here we see Sal in 5th place, starting right there behind Harris. And here we go. Actually, no, we are already down through turn 1 and 2, so Sal's a little bit behind on his live stream compared to what we see right here, right now, folks. But as you see, Mikeman here trying to hold off the hard charging 22 of Cameron Morris as they make a little bit of contact going to turn 3. Forces Mikeman up the track and blocks up a lot of the high lane guys right there. One of them being the 98 of Ryan Parsons. Gosh, it's so hard to keep from saying Harp and Parsons. Mikeman here. He's
got loose there.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. This
I will
racetrack.
tell you this.
Go ahead.
Once you get in the draft here, your tire wear drops significantly on the right rear. It gets bad. So whoever's leading has somewhat of an advantage with tire wear.
Absolutely, yeah. They can. Oh, we got a little bit of contact back here between the 98 of Ron Guy and the 54 Twix machine of Spencer. But it looks like Spencer will try to stay in tow of that draft there. As Tegan mentioned earlier, this is a normal draft, and these cars are going fast enough to where the likes of Spencer can sniff a whiff of a draft here behind the 98 of Ryan Guy. Meanwhile, the 22 of S'mores is still holding the advantage of taking the lead here in front of Mikeman. And right behind Mikeman, as we're getting through the field here, it's not a big field tonight, 7 racers here tonight, but the 3rd out of 7th sitting right here right now is Sal Zavala in the 10 machine, and it's been a little while since he's finished in the top 3 here in the Xfinity race, so be looking forward to seeing him getting a good finish out of tonight's race. But he has to fight off a hard-charging 19 of Darth Kylo, while the 98 of Ryan Guy is trying to get underneath him, as he does. Passes him for 5th right there. No, 4th. I'm sorry, 4th. So the Ryan and Ryan show happened behind Sal's tail end. Meanwhile, the 254 machines, the Harris Sports Clip machine and the Spencer's Twix machine, both sitting back here at the tail end of this pack. But so far, everybody's minding their P's and Q's, Tegan.
All right, I'm back, I think.
Nope, you're fine.
Yeah. I actually jumped in the party with the Midweek guys, and Mike is streaming. It's just not pulling up, so...
That is very peculiar. Well, we do have eyes on Sal's stream here through the Twitch. Thank you, Tegan, for sending me that link. So we will have our eyes on how many laps to go, which currently is, or I say currently, it's about to come up to 75 laps to go. But that's for the whole race. As far as the stage, I don't really remember. Oh, we got some contact right here between the 254 machines. So these two love bugs right here needs to figure themselves out. Yeah, these two right here, no love lost between them. Spencer just ever so close to that rear of Harris's machine there without making contact. But Sal, we just talked about him. He was up there in 3rd place, and all of a sudden he's back here at the tail end of the field as we got a battle for the lead. The 22 of S'mores trying to hold up the 9 of Mikeman here. The low lane is the preferred lane, as you can see. And Mikeman will take advantage of that low lane and take the lead from S'mores. S'mores is just going to tuck in his back right there and draft up a little bit with the likes of Ryan Guy and the 98 coming up in tow. And as quickly as Sal fell back in the pack, I want to say that he's on tire conservation mode.
Well, it's something you have to watch. The more you try to save tires on this game, the worse it gets. But I will say this, on the flip side of that, is it could be a benefit to be out of the draft if you don't think you can make it on the stage without pitting twice. You do not want to pit twice during this stage because you will be trapped a lap down.
Well, Sal right there about bit the dust. He was trying to get down to pit road. He's actually very low on his tire wear. Now he's going to have to baby it around without popping his right front. His tire situation actually is a lot worse.
This game is flip-flopped. It used to be the right rear, and now it seems like it's switched to the right front on a majority of the people. So
one can only assume that is the case with S'mores here, as he's now under attack for 2nd place by the 98 of Ryan Guy. Sal, I think he made it to pit road. Yep, he's down to pit road. Barely was able to keep from popping that tire, though.
What lap is he on? Does it say how many laps he's got to go in his spill pit call there?
We got, for the race, it's 71 laps to go, but I don't remember what the stage is. Okay. Oh, here comes Darth Kylo.
Either he's lagging or he's wrecking.
Nope, he definitely had a very laggy style of entry coming down to pit road, but definitely makes the entry with no problem. Meanwhile, Sal's having to deal with a speeding penalty.
And he's going to be pushing it on trying to make it without stopping again.
Yeah, especially with the tire situation here that he's having to deal with the right front. And, you know, it's amazing because you think these three cats up here, the front here, 22 of S'mores, 98 of Ron, guys. He's actually now put the move on Mike Man, trying to take the lead away from him. Presuming that he does accomplish that, S'mores is going to follow in tow. But, yeah, you think these cats right up here, these top three, as fast as they've been pushing themselves, they're going to come into pit road here momentarily.
That's why I think Mike is. He's using the high line there.
Yep, S'mores, he took advantage of Mike Man being stuck up on the high lane there, went down to pit road ahead of Mike Man there. Good move by S'mores. We'll see how everybody else fares. This is 254 machines. Man, these two are holding hands all race long. We'll have to send them some roses.
Going out right there together, ain't they?
Yes, sir. Box of chocolates.
You said that because he's black.
Well, I'm just saying, Spencer with the Twix machine there.
Yeah.
Yep. And here comes Darth Kylo with a switch over. Man, what a move by Darth. I take it that the
22 and the 9 are side by side coming out, touching.
Yes, we got our eyes on them, trying to stay up in front of these cats that are coming up through the front stretch here. It looks like they will. Mike Man taking a much lower lane.
I think he's the one that gave there.
These two cats stay in front of the 19 Darth Kylo hard charging, but Darth Kylo with 2 to 3 laps of older tires now than them.
Where Carson comes from in this, he pitted last.
Yep, and it looks like by the judge of how he's coming to pit road now that he might have taken 2, maybe? No, he took 4.
He took 4.
Okay,
There's
he took
no
4.
way you take 2 here.
Absolutely, that's what I was about to say.
A little bit of a pretty good lead here, to be honest.
Yeah, S'mores definitely with the aggression of sticking Mike Man up in the high lane there. Granted, they came out of pit road almost stuck together there, but Mike Man, you know, given that he was a little bit behind S'mores still, let him have that ability to get up that far ahead, which that's so peculiar how far of a gap that S'mores has put on the likes of Mike Man.
Well, it's where they came out side by side. You're at a disadvantage the more to the inside you are on pit exit. So Mike gave there a little bit because S'mores had the position on the right. So it's gonna be interesting to see if Harris can push him back up there. You can kind of see now Mike's fresher tires are starting to show now because he literally just gapped Harris pretty good there.
Oh, he absolutely has done that. And I'm telling you, S'mores, this is where the advantage comes in of where he can conserve his tires a little bit. But it also depends, because as you are aware, the more you try to conserve on tires, especially here in Atlanta, the actually worse it is on your right rear.
Oh, definitely. It's just, and we're on ×3 wear, so there's not much you can do to save here. It's just whatever you set up on slider and what adjustments you can make as Ron gets by Harris. It's interesting to see if he can chase both of them down. I think he can get Mike, and it depends on how long it takes him to get by him, whether he catches 22 or not.
And you brought up Ryan there catching up here. About 2 laps ago, he was trying to get by the 19 and the 54, almost putting it 3 wide and then having to back out because the 19 and 54 made some contact. So there was a near caution that happened between the 2 of those machines, and Ryan got almost being a part of it.
Spencer's pushing luck too with the 19. 19's not giving him no room.
No, these two cats right here, they are in a pretty tight points battle, if I'm not mistaken. Ryan with a little bit of an advantage over Spencer, with Spencer's rage quitting here in the couple of races, allowing the 19 to stay within the picture there of S'mores. You know, this is a very important battle right here coming to the end of the stage.
Curious if Ron pushes him up there to the leader.
Meanwhile, the 98's got a mirror full of, the 9 has a mirror full of the 98 of Ryan Guy. Pardon me, folks. 9's trying to keep the 98 at bay, but I believe the 98's, with a little bit of fresher tires in him, is going to try to put a move on him before too long. And this is a battle for second. Meanwhile, S'mores is seeing everything happening in his mirror there, just begging for them to go side by side and battle it out so he can get a little bit further away. Because at this point, Mike Mint's just about catching the whiff of that draft behind the 22 of S'mores.
Yeah, they're catching, but it's not been like significant like I thought it could be. I just don't think Ron has a option but to push Mike right now up there because Mike's hugging the bottom line. So.
Yeah, any way of trying to put a move on Mike Mint at this point is just going to jeopardize all that momentum that you have to catch up to the likes of S'mores there. So it's actually a really good move by Ryan Guy, pushing the 9 to the 22 to see if they can maximize any ability to catch the, you know.
He's going to be there on the backstretch now. He's definitely in the draft.
A little bit of a higher lane there for Mike Mint. Probably got a little tight there, but I don't think it's going to kill the momentum all that much. Nah, yeah, you're right, Tegan. They're pretty much right there on him now. So really briefly, as they're lined up like this, the 22 of S'mores first, coming to the end of the stage here with a little bit more of laps to go. I don't exactly know how many more laps there is in this first stage.
Should be 27 to 28.
Okay, I think Sal, I think he just crossed over like 25, if I'm not mistaken.
This is going to be a... I'd like to have Mike stream up if he's... I'm wondering if he...
The 54 of Harris is coming into pit road.
Ooh, so he couldn't... That's what I'm saying, and I think Sal's going to be in the same boat, maybe. The best thing to do here is you already know you're going to go to lap down. You have to take 4 tires and just take the wave around. You don't want to take 2 because you're still going to go a lap down. Then you're going to take the wave around and you're really going to be off the pace with 2 right sides only.
You said 27 to 28, right?
Correct.
Okay, this should be the last lap here, if I'm not mistaken by Sal's stream here. He's about a half a lap behind schedule compared to what we've got on our screen right here, and that's the only reason I hate looking at other people's live streams here.
Ryan going for second.
Yep, here comes Ryan for second. He's going to try to make a move on S'mores here. It might be a little too late. If this is not the last lap, this is definitely the last lap right here.
Yep, they're slowed.
Yep, so that was the last lap right there with S'mores taking a very important stage win here at Atlanta. As mentioned earlier, S'mores, Darth Kylo, Spencer, these cats right here are in a very tight battle for regular season points. So every time you see any of these cats up here gaining maximum stage points like S'mores just did right there, that is just crucial for the likes of Spencer to try to capitalize on all of that, and Darth Kylo. See here. So S'mores first, Ryan Guy second, Mike Mint third, Spencer fourth, and Darth Kylo taking the last bonus point in fifth, with Sal sixth, and presuming that Harris was a lap down, we'll come get his lap back in seventh.
He's already went by to get his lap back.
Okay, so there you go.
Are open.
And as you see in each midweek race, they do have a choose rule here. So once they come out of pit road, I'm not exactly sure where the landmark is or where the choose rule is on the backstretch, but we will definitely see it from our camera angle here from the guy that's sitting up here in first. But we'll see who's got the first pit stall. Looks like it'll be Darth Kylo? Yeah, okay. Darth Kylo. We'll change our camera angle here. Oh. Pardon me, folks. Alright, there we go. We'll see who comes out of pit road first. Ooh, that was close, but S'mores barely gets the edge over Ryan guy there. Followed by Mike Min, Spencer in the 54, and Sal in the 10. Darth Kylo had a very lengthy stop for some reason. I wonder what happened with him. Unless he sustained some damage from that last run. But anyway, let's go to 22 of S'mores here and look at the choose rule. Interesting pick of Sal taking the high lane there in 5th. So he will drop to 6th, allowing the 19 Darth Kylo to fall in place in 5th there. Huh. So S'mores, Ryan Guy, Mike Min, Spencer, Darth Kylo, Sal, and Harris will be in that order coming to the start of the final stage. We will put our eyes on the 22 machine of S'mores. And we are back under green. Everybody just about quickly single files out coming out of turn 2. But the 19 of Darth Kylo, he wants more right now. He ain't waiting until later. He wants to get underneath Mike Min here, but Mike Min with the preferred momentum, using those fresh tires to stay ahead of him, now puts Darth Kylo in threat of losing 3rd position from the guy in the 98 machine. Wow, that's close racing.
Okay, is that Harris getting just lap back and racing for a top 5 already?
Man, I tell you what, that sports clip machine, he wants nothing to do with that 54 Twix machine of Spencer. He's trying to get as far away from him as he can as he takes advantage of that, of Darth Kylo getting loose right there. Darth Kylo hit the apron there, so he will now take 3rd from him with Ryan Guy trying to follow. No! Ryan Guy puts a move on the 54 sports clip machine. Now, he's in threat. Oh, they make some contact!
Yeah, bad angle on the entry there.
So that's going to allow the 54 sports clip to stay, or sports clip machine to stay ahead of the 98. Meanwhile, Spencer trying to put a move on Sal, and I think he almost made some contact there. If he didn't, that was very close. You could tell the 19 though, falling all the way back to the end of the pack right here. He's got a very loose race car. And with all that unfolding, these two cats here up at the front here, S'mores and Mike Min, they have pulled away from this pack. Mike Min swinging back and forth, trying to peak a little bit, but he still stays in line with 22 of S'mores, trying to put a bump draft on him to get as far away from this pack as he can.
A little scorecard draft pack back here trying to catch back up to the leaders. They're kind of staying in line to try to make that happen.
Well, and wouldn't you know, Spencer on the high lane of Darth Kylo there, kind of breaking that little pattern up, instead of making a 5, well, now it's a 5 car little draft pack. But there for a half a lap ago, it sure wasn't. But yeah, Tegan, I believe these cats right here won't take no time to catch up to the 9 and the 22 machines. Very funny that the 22 allowed the 9 to get underneath him like he did. Didn't really do any blocking.
You just, as a leader, you hate running these races like plate races, and it's just the product of having draft on normal here. It's kind of reason why we don't run it at Cup, because if you do, you start running this track as a plate race, you literally are wrapping the line even on the front stretch and on the back stretch to keep people from getting that run on you and making the pass. So S'mores probably just didn't want to fight it too hard.
Yeah, the only battle going on now that S'mores has given up second place to Harris there was between the 19 and the 54, Spencer and Darth Kylo. These two cats have been swapping back and forth here just about all race long so far, and by the looks of it, it's not going to change anytime soon. Meanwhile, everybody kind of jostling back and forth, trying to figure out what...
where now, if you're about the third, fourth car in line and on back in this pack, you are heavy lifting, which is going to kill your right rear.
Absolutely. Now, in Sal's case, his deal was the right front. This might actually help him out, balance that tire wear out a little bit, so the likes of him wouldn't probably be bothered.
It just depends on how extreme it flips, and it's known to be extreme from one run to another. Oh, and we got a battle for the lead.
Yeah, Harris, he's actually putting that Toyota machine up there, trying to pull away from Mikeman. Mikeman, yeah, okay, he does it. Yep. Oh, Mikeman with a major
block on the 98.
Wow, Mikeman threw such an aggressive block, and it almost costed the 98 a ton of momentum, trying to allow the 10 of Sal to get up ahead of him. But now Sal falls back behind Darth Kylo. Now the 22 hanging high and dry here with the 9 now in tow of the 54 Sports Clip machine. Harris slides up a little bit. Don't think I would want to do that if I was Harris, because now that 9's got his nose underneath him, and now he's about to go back up to the lead.
98 kind of juked him a little bit there.
Yeah, he did. Ooh, man, that 9, he wanted to close that door on him so bad he almost got himself wrecked. I tell you what, if this stays green here, Tegan, yeah, I mean, we'll probably see these cats kind of spread out once they go to pit road. But right now,
that's where it's going to start.
Ooh, the 10 of Sal barely gets into the 19 of Darth Kylo there, but it shoots him up the track. Now the 10 of Sal is going to try to take fourth away from him. Yeah, S'mores fell all the way to the very back of the pack here. I'm like you. I think he's either in tire conservation mode or he's got something going on with his car.
The only way you drop back here is if your right front's really eaten. Or unless he's wanting to pit. 54 might be pitting here of Harris. He can't make another lap.
Yeah, 54's coming in. Barely gets missed by Darth Kylo there. Excellent pit entry. I don't know if he has sustained a pit speeding penalty or not, because that was a pretty fast entry, but we'll see here momentarily.
Mike Man's tire light is on as well, so he will be pitting soon. 9 is pitting. Be a bunch of them pitting here. The ones you see on the high line are not.
Yep. Sal makes a very aggressive pin entry behind Darth Kylo here, trying to keep from hitting Darth Kylo as he does. Ooh, I'm wondering if that made him have a speeding penalty. If that didn't give him a speeding penalty, I know it gave him damage. So we'll keep our eyes out between the 10 and the 19. That's not the first time the 10 got into the 19 there. So with these two cats here now, Ron Guy and S'mores up here in the lead. Now they're coming into pit road. So these will be the last guys in.
Good little entry there for both of them. We'll see how it kind of relates to Mike, who I think is a little conservative.
I would consider that a little bit more conservative than what we've seen from these other guys too here, Tegan. You're absolutely right. These cats are right now are coming out of pit road. Harris did not sustain a speeding penalty, so he will easily take over the lead right here once they come back around another lap. Got a very healthy gap between him and Mike.
Spencer's already huffing and puffing, so the race is official.
What else is new, right? And the race being official
we
here.
are halfway, and he's huffing and puffing.
Yeah, it's no surprise there, folks. As we see Harris blow by the 98 and the 22 machines. These cats right here, they're going to lose positions to Mike Min, Spencer, possibly Sal. We'll see. Maybe they'll get in front of Darth Kylo. Oh, actually, they might have a little bit of momentum. They'll stay ahead of Sal right here. No, Sal, he doesn't want to be on the high lane there. But with these guys now with 2 lap fresher tires and Sal and these guys up here in front of them, I don't think it's going to matter.
So Harris got a 1 lap advantage on Mike. If he's got a decent run car here with that big of a lead, and I think everybody's in the same window. So
wait, you said Harris has got a lap advantage?
Or he's got a lap on tires.
Oh yeah.
He pit a lap before Mike and 2 before the rest of them. So and he's got a pretty good big lead on Mike. So it's Mike might be catching a little bit. If he can kind of hold that from here on out, he might have an advantage here because I think everybody's going to be in the same window on the same amount of pit stops with 4 fresh tires every stop you make. And if you're the 98 and the 22, you literally have to run in line and push one another up to the 9.
Oh, absolutely. You now have no other choice but to do that. Now, Michaelin, he's definitely closing the gap in a little bit here on Harris. But, yeah, these and Spencer right here, he's kind of in no man's land. When these 4 guys back here get in line, like you just said, and make a little bump driving together, they can catch up to the likes of Mike Min and Harris. There ain't no doubt that they'll catch up to Spencer, but I don't know if Spencer's got a car fast enough to be able to stay in front of these guys to help the draft
Well, he's definitely probably going to make it harder for them to make time when they get to him. That they will have to quickly dispatch him if they feel like he might be dead in danger of holding them up. So, yeah, Mike he's there. He's should be getting a sniff of draft by now. So, it's a good move on Harris's part. He got a pretty good lead. It's just Mike has the better car right now. And to be honest, Ryan and S'mores probably should not have let him get the jump that he did. Because they may have a hard time catching him on run.
Yeah.
But I say that, and I'm looking at Ryan's view right now, and they're on the same straightaway now, so.
Yeah, it's just it's a matter of okay.
Spencer's catching them.
Yeah, Spencer's catching Mike. These 2 cats of the 98 and the 22 are catching them. 19 holding the draft behind these 2 is helping him stay within arm's reach of it. Yeah, they might, before this next set of green flag stops, might get back together, but I think by the time they do, we'll see the pit sequence start up again, as now Mikeman is definitely within the toe of the 54 Harris machine, with the Spencer 54 machine being behind Mikeman the same way.
Yeah, so I'm thinking S'mores and Ryan pitted with 39 to go. They could break these up in 13 lap segments, and that'd be a short pitting by 3 to 4 or 5 laps. So you can kind of set the stage here and make everybody adjust their strategy to yours if you really wanted to.
Absolutely. Now that we've pretty much got ourselves a little bit of a 3x3 pack right here.
Oh. Harris is running it like a blade track. He had Mike in the grass.
Yep, I saw the dirt kicking up right
there.
Yeah, and Mike shoots him up the track.
Take it 3 wide, Spencer. I dare you.
He wants to. And then they made some contact between the 9 and the 54 Harris machine. That's going to allow Spencer to get in the second. Harris have to fall back now that with lap older tires, he don't have the advantage to get back in front of him.
This definitely helps the 22 and the 98. They are definitely there now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if the 19 also throws in a little curveball, because he just barely stays within arm's reach of that draft. So he might play a factor as well. The 9 throws a major block.
That hurt his entry, by the way.
Yes, and now these cats right here behind Harris have definitely got the chance to catch up to him substantially now.
I think Harris will probably be a little bit more nicer to his corporate teammates here.
I don't know. His corporate teammates have not been so kind to him here, so it's untelling what move he might put on. But you know, now that the 98 and the 22 has caught back up to him,
Oh,
here comes Harris
early.
Yep, and the 19.
Oh yeah, there's some tire lights on, so.
And the 10 of Sal just came down pit road the lap before. He's actually about to leave pit road.
That puts Harris splitting it up with 14 to go on each run.
Which, that's... Yeah, I don't think he'll be...
Nine's pitting.
So here we got the 9 pit and the 54, assuming that he's going to follow in tow.
He's pitting.
Now the 98... Ooh! Spencer overtakes Mikeman coming down pit road. What a move!
That's not the first time we haven't seen that.
No, and I did
speed.
I don't. Yeah, I was about to say it doesn't look like that he sustained a speeding penalty by the way that the car just kind of smoothly entered into pit road. So now that that's happened, we're going to put our eyes back onto the 98 and 22 machines here, since they are now 1 and 2. Assuming here within the next 1 to 2 laps, they're going to come to pit road. Nope, they're pitting right now. Oh. That's interesting. Probably going by what you just said there, Tegan, splitting up by 13 lap segments here. Meanwhile, here comes Harris coming around turn 1,
so
watching Mike next.
Did speed.
Ooh. Big tough break here by the Twix machine of Spencer. That overtake was very risky and very aggressive, but look at the advantage that Harris was not able to capitalize over the 9 of Mikeman.
I think he was a very short notice to pit, so he probably had to really check it up to make sure he didn't speed.
So now here he is having to deal with the 9 of Mikeman with a lap fresher tires in him. And these two cats, the 98 and 22, now coming back out of pit road.
Still a little bit closer this time, too.
Absolutely, Tegan. I think that, I'm telling you, when it comes down to the end of this race, there's only 2 guys that I see that has the best chance of winning. That's the 98 and the 22, permitting that the 54-9 doesn't battle it. But... you know, there's no way. You know, Harris wants to be out in front. Mikeman wants to be out in front. The only way that they're going to keep them 2 of the 98 and the 22 back behind them is if they stay in line like this right here. But the 54 of Harris needs to be closer to Mikeman.
Yeah, the draft should help him with that, and they only have 1 lap difference between them 2. And then apparently that team is lagging again.
Oh, man. So far on my screen, he has not done it yet, but, you know, what we can see from our screen can definitely be a different tale on what's going on down on the racetrack between them guys. So, anyway, let's see here. So, Mikeman first, Harris second, Ryan Guy third, S'mores fourth, and Darth Kylo in fifth. Looks like Sal's in 6th, and then because of Spencer's speeding penalty, will round up last place in 7th. But yeah, Mikeman, you know, here he is coming in. The Black Rifle coffee machine here. Looking behind him with the 54, trying to hold off a hard-charging 98 of Ryan Guy, but cannot be upheld there as the 98 blast by him going into turn 1. 22 trying to follow in tow there, but just doesn't have the gap closed up like he wants to, so he'll have to sail behind the 54 for now.
This. You know, you have 1 stop left. This is where you have to think: is it better now to jump Mike?
I think you would have
especially
to.
Especially as a twofer. Especially if it's S'mores and Ryan and pitting together again.
I would say
your chances of drafting.
Yes.
Block.
Absolutely, yeah. The 9 machine of Mikeman throws in a half block there on Ryan guy. Harris letting the 22 by, so now the two guys with the freshest tires amongst this pack here, sitting behind Mikeman. Ryan wants to put a move on him, and to answer your question, I would think that it would be best for Ryan to try to get by the 9 of Mikeman, because that much further back Mikeman is, by the time he has to go down to pit road, the closer the 2 of the 98 and the 22 can be whenever they come out of pit road a lap or 2 later. So here we go now, 19 laps to go at this time right here. You know what, Tegan? I'm going to try this out for just a second. I'm going to crank it up a little bit. How about it? You like a little crank it up?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Well. Hello.
I'm here.
There we go.
Well, so I'm just going to fall back a little bit here because I'm not going to be able to do anything with the moves that I'm getting. Okay, let's get down. Call it when you have to pit.
This is going to be tricky. I might have to push it a lap.
Are you pushing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might blow, so just
okay.
I'll go high. 1 and 2. Oh, God, I didn't mean to do that.
Right now. Don't cut him off while you're at it.
Oh. NASCAR guys, please watch over me. Please, 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 please.
Curious when Mike's gonna end up going down. Morris?
Yep.
What are you looking like right now?
I can go maybe another lap or 2.
Let's go. Holy shit.
Well, there you hear it, folks. A lot of nervousness going on amongst these cats right here. But the guy that I've not heard at all throughout that entire time from those top 4 guys is the 9 of Mikeman. So these 3 cats right here trying to follow in tow of Mikeman. 98 putting a move on Mikeman. Looks like he's going to be able to do it.
This might be the 9 pitting here. Oh no, the 98 and the 22 are pitting maybe. Does the 9 adjust his strategy here?
Oh, the 9.
Does.
Ooh, almost some contact. There is contact made between him and the 98. Whoa.
He got it down to speed limit too.
Yes, absolutely. So here we see the blended cars of the 9 and 98 coming down pit road together. 22 of S'mores just right behind them. As you also see the Twix machine of Spencer there also in pit road. I don't know if he had just pitted the lap prior or not, because if at that point you would think he'd be out.
What a time to have a pit stop like that for Mike.
What is it?
15-1.
Oh my goodness. So here he is now coming out in front of the 98. Doesn't really do a whole lot as far as putting the gap on the 98 like he wants to, but what it does do is give him the advantage of holding the lead over. And I tell you, I think it's going to come down to definitely the 98 and the 22 trying to put Mikeman out of the way, being that they are Ford teammates. But Mikeman, he's got a fast car, man. It's going to be hard to hold him up. As you see Harris there, he was having a baby the right front from popping, so that's why he is still stuck behind these guys despite pitting a lap or two earlier than they did.
And he'll still be in a position maybe to have to baby it. And he had a 16.2 stop too. That's over a second difference between him and Mike's. That's the difference in fourth and leading.
Well, for everybody that is a Spencer Boyce 54 Twix fan, he has quit.
Didn't he?
Yeah. So that explains why he is still stuck on pit road, because he's no longer on pit road. He has gone to the house, folks. So with that being said, put our eyes back here at the 9, 98, 22, the 54 Sports
I'm
Clip.
going to tell you right now, you have to make your move early if you are Ryan, because you cannot wait till the last couple of laps, because that 9's going to start inching a little bit closer to the white line or the yellow line all the way around this racetrack.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, he moved him. Ooh, he got him there.
He got him a little bit, but then he
let him back in.
Yeah, he couldn't take advantage of it, so that tells me he wasn't really wanting to put the move on him. But here we are with less than 10 laps to go now, coming to 9 laps to go. Really doesn't have much time to play around with him, as you just said. You got to make your move now.
Oh, he's doing it again.
He gets a better run now. Here he is, making some contact. 9 puts him in the grass, but the 98 will not be denied. 22 in tow. Getting a little tight underneath the 9. 9 pinches him down a little bit, but Ryan's still holding that line pretty strong. That 54 Sports Clip machine still in tow of that draft. He's going to try to squeeze in between Mikeman. And he does. Puts Mikeman up the racetrack. So now Mikeman falls all the way back to 4th, Tegan.
Mike's probably not too happy. And first chance he gets, he's going to start moving them one by one up the racetrack. So they better be prepared for it.
Yeah, these cats up here in the Fords, the 22 and the 98 machine, as he already now talking about Mikeman is putting a move on the 54, but doesn't hold the momentum like I thought he would. He still might have something here.
Yeah, the 54 cannot get to the bottom.
Yep.
The 98 and the 22 have to work together here.
As you see off the screen there, Sal in
54 is
pit
trying
road.
to save. He's already backing off of the lead pack now. He will not be in the finish for this one.
No, and here we are coming up to, I believe this is 6 laps to go, and he puts a major bump on the 22 of S'mores. What an aggressive bump. Wow, I wouldn't be happy if I was S'mores. Holy cow.
No, I wouldn't be either.
That was, I have to say, a little uncalled for, because the 22 had nothing to do with what happened between the 98 and the 9. And here comes the 9 on the outside of 98.
This goes back to the Hendrick versus Stuart Haas bullshit.
Might be a little post-race conversation to have between team owners here by the sounds of it, folks. Keep our eyes out on that as the 9 really trying to put that move on the 98 there. As he does, he puts a little bit of a bumper
Ryan
on.
Should have ran that like a plate race.
Yeah, I mean, and here we are now down to 5 laps to go. So that means no more yellows. Anybody's ball game at this point between the 9 and 98. Coming to 4 laps to go. The 98 just buying his time, trying to keep in tow of that 9's draft. But, you know, I just... There are times where I feel like it's justified to put a bumper to somebody, no matter if it is the end of the race and it is for the win. But to the likes of S'mores, I just I have biased opinions and feelings on that, but not have anything to do with SHR or you know, Hendrick rivalry going on. Just my own personal.
He's apologizing for it now once he got the lead back. So whatever, I guess. I will not be involved in that interview.
Yeah, apologies only go so far. If you you know, if he was to have tried to given that back, it would have been one thing. No, I've done it many of times, but you know, that kind of deal, you just take it for what it's worth. Meanwhile, here we go now with less than 3 laps to go. I believe it's. I'm flapping my gums. I forgot if this is 3 laps to go or not. But anyway, these two cats right here, the race is far from over. But not 98.
I don't. It's gonna be hard to make a move now.
If you're Ryan, guy, you would have to put the bumper to him.
I don't think Ron's gonna do it.
Yeah, 2 laps to go right here, man. It's going to be close. If Ron doesn't do it, he at least needs to tuck up it right behind him just a little bit closer to make a move on him. As we get to the final lap right here, 98 swerving back and forth, trying to do what he can, trying to get a high lane right there. He puts a bumper right up to him.
This is where you become your best Kyle Green.
98 put such an aggressive block when they came off the exit there that the 98 lost that much momentum, and I don't think the 98 is going to be able to get him now. Here, yep. Too little, too late for the 98 machine as Mike Min takes the win. Yet another Hendrick win, another Mike Min win, and it took a bumper to the 22 and a touch of the 98 to move them out of the way to take tonight's win in the midweek series race at Atlanta. With the 98 finishing second, 22 finishing third. Harris had to come down to pit road, so he lost 4th position to Darth Kylo, thus losing 5th position to Sal. So Sal with the top 5 today. Oh, I see the tissues down there in the Twix pit box area there. Oh man, it's just snot and tears. And, oh man, it's tough break for those guys right there. Had a decent run going. Frustration's got the best of them, so we'll have the cleanup crew down to that pit box. But ultimately, Mike Min in the 9 Bass Pro Shops machine comes out as your winner here at Atlanta. So here momentarily, we will get our interview with Mike Min. As a colleague here, Tegan said, he will stay out of the interview, but as he already knows from me, he is most welcome to chime in at any time he wishes. Maybe a soundbite here and there for midweek specials. And it looks like Harris got the fastest lap. Okay. So Harris had the fastest lap, and we will back out of this now, and we'll await Mike Min's entry here to get an interview with him. I wouldn't say that was the best barn burner, quote unquote, race, but it was definitely a tight pack race.
I told you it was going to be that way.
Well, let's see if our winner here feels the same way. Mike Min, congratulations on your win, buddy. Walk us through what it took to get that win and how you feel right now.
I feel good. I mean, it's always a fun, a favorite track of mine, a fun one to run. Always enjoy it. It got a little. Everybody was definitely aggressive, I'd say, in that. Harris made an aggressive move on me on the second to last run, so after that I was like, I gotta get this guy out of the way because he was on old tires, and I had Ryan, who I think was probably the fastest in the field, chasing me, so I needed to get through that quickly. And then on the last run, I had a really good stop, came out with the lead, and then Ryan was using the bumper a little bit, got me up out of the way, and then I was really trying to get in behind S'mores and in front of Harris because he wasn't going to make it. I knew what his tire life was, so I was pretty certain he wasn't going to make it. So I tried to get in front of him. He kind of got into me and got me behind him, and I was like, all right, I got to do whatever I can with like 7 to go to get back up there. I got into S'mores, which I didn't really necessarily want to do. You just opened up the hole in the corner, and I had to put my nose in because I didn't know. I knew S'mores was going to be on defense to try to make sure it was either him or Ryan to win. So I had to just get my nose in there to try to at least have a shot, and then I think I passed Ryan about as clean as you can with 5 to go or 4 to go at Atlanta. I got under him and made the move. So really thankful that he got me a couple times there. I made a couple blocks on him, but he was pretty courteous to me. So fun to win, fun battling with all those guys. It's a great series. Always fun to come down here. It's going to be a little while before I'm back again, but definitely fun to get a win.
Well, I was about to say, with the contact that you had with S'mores there, S'mores got shot straight up the racetrack.
Yeah, I didn't. It wasn't that hard on my end, of course. You know how the game is. He left that inside lane, and I didn't. It was 5 to go. You don't know if you're going to have another shot to get back to Ryan. And I was pretty determined right then after getting kind of rutted up out of the way, with that many to go. So I was really just going to take whatever hole was going to be there, and I wish that wasn't what happened, but I kind of backed Ryan up enough for S'mores almost had a chance still again.
Well, I have to ask this question, just stirring the pot. Tegan said he's going to stay out of it, but I have to ask you, was any moves that you made a little bit of a motive of the rivalry that y'all have between being a Hendrick owner and Tegan being a Stuart Haas owner, or just pure racing?
No, I didn't matter to me, at least. I mean, I was pretty certain that S'mores and Ryan were on the same page there towards the end. They had been working together. I assumed with the way they were talking, they were running on the same setup-ish, so they were pretty locked in together. So I knew I had to split them up, because if I didn't get in between them, I wouldn't have had a chance, because S'mores was going to make sure it came down to either of them. If I stayed in third, he was going to block me, just so that he was the guy that was going to be able to make the move on Ryan. And I not really in my nature to just sit there and wait and hope. I'd like to be on the action side of it and make the move. So nothing to do with the team aspect. I mean, other than just trying to split it up and give myself the best chance. But it was not a stick it to SHR thing, even though I do like doing that.
That's a little bit of a sound bite I was waiting for. But Mike, man, congratulations on your win of the Midweek Series race here tonight. You said it was one of your favorite tracks, and you definitely capitalized when you could have to get the win tonight. So, yeah, man, good watching you execute out on the racetrack like you did.
Yeah, just a race. Didn't have the fastest car, I don't think. I was really nervous with tire wear on what slider to do. So I think Ryan might have been a little bit more aggressive than me on slider and wasn't paying the price for it on tire, which was impressive on his part. As Tegan knows, that's not the first time I've battled a 98 car at Atlanta. I've had a few of those, so always fun. But thank you guys for doing it in the booth tonight.
Absolutely, always a pleasure, and it was definitely fun for us to do it. So, Mike, man, thank you for hopping on and getting an interview with us tonight, man. I hope you have a good night.
Absolutely, you too.
Well, there's your answers on that there, folks, with Mikeman taking the win, followed by the Ryan guy here in second. Ryan, we appreciate you hopping on and getting an interview with us here for your second-place finish tonight. Walk us through what you could have done to try to take the win away from Mikeman.
Should have moved him in one. As soon as he went off the throttle, I should have moved him. I should have thrown it in harder. That's the only thing I should have done, but I didn't, because I thought maybe in 3, because it seemed like when he entered 3, he would enter higher than I could, or than I would, so thought maybe I would have it there, but nope. Mistake by me.
Well, with that actually being said, that actually took away the second question there. So it's from Mike Man that, he thought that you had the fastest car all race, and so he had to do everything he could to try to get past you and then stay ahead of you there. You deem any of his moves or blocks, whatever, in any sort okay, or how would you see it?
especially at the end of the race, protecting for a win, so you have to block. I mean, and he just blocked. He just blocked really well, and I just couldn't get by him. So, I mean, I can't complain when you're going for a win and you're blocking, because it's a win it's a win. So, you got to try to get it any way you can. Probably not. Because he said something, but I don't think it would have mattered. I think Mike would have came in with us. So,
Tegan, got anything for your partner in crime here, buddy?
Oh, there's going to be a meeting, Ron. There's going to be a meeting. There's gonna be a meeting, Ryan. You just be ready. Don't go nowhere. Don't go to bed. Don't go to eat. There's gonna be a meeting.
Hashtag SHR meeting, folks, on Twitter. Stay tuned.
I'm in trouble. Shit.
Well, Ryan, definitely felt like you definitely had the fastest car as well. Definitely had the chance to move him out of the way.
I'm
go ahead.
pissed at myself for not making the move in one. I really should have done that, because when he got by me the last time around, I was tight entering and I couldn't do much.
You win some, you lose some, man. But definitely looked like you had fun out there tonight, Ryan. And
I did.
You know, that's all that matters, buddy. So thank you again for hopping on and getting an interview with us here, man.
Appreciate you guys.
Yep. We'll hope you have a good night, buddy.
You too.
So now that Ryan has left the party, we are now going to await for the s'mores machine. The s'mores machine. The s'mores. Cameron Morris. Gosh, folks. You'd think as long as I've been broadcasting that I would get my speech down pat, and yet I don't know. I still blame Tegan for making me nervous here. But anyway, we've got third place finisher here, S'mores, that has just hopped into the lobby. The 22 machine came in third place here, S'mores. Tell us a little bit about how you could have executed that race where you would have been able to won that, buddy.
Maybe a lap sooner than Ryan, Mike, and I did. Cause I think even if we would have pitted a lap sooner, I think Mike would have came in with us anyway, because he knew that if we pitted together, he'd be screwed by himself, and we get the extra time on him after our outlap. So, and then we would have just stuck together till the very end and try to battle amongst ourselves, between me and Ryan. But it basically just my hands were tied. There was really nothing I really could have done anything different, honestly, without the outcome of that race, in my opinion.
Well, did you feel like you at least one point had the fastest car, or just fast enough to hold in place there behind the draft?
I think it was fast enough to hold in the draft for sure, but there was times that Ryan would get away from me a little bit, and I tried to get back to him, which I think I did eventually. But I think if I would have let the little tango that Ryan and I had, I don't think we would have caught up to. I think it was Mike, Harris, and Spencer. In the second part of the one, where we had Kylo with us. So I think I had so much speed coming out of the pits more than Ryan a couple times, but I decided to just give up that extra time and push Ryan, rather than just try to go at it by ourselves, because we would have lost more time that way. So I had to sacrifice some time just to keep up, try to get back up there, which it worked out. So I think I made the right call on that end. But I think I would have been able to hold on, because I would have tried to block as best I could. But really, at the end of the day, I just tried the best I could, and I think today was one of those days where that was the best I could do. Really, nothing else better.
Tegan, you got anything for him, buddy?
No, I have nothing. It's a good race, Morris.
Thank you, Tegan.
And S'mores, we appreciate you hopping on and letting us get a little insight on your point of view from tonight's race. Congratulations on your third place finish, man.
Thank you. Good to lead the National Series midweek drivers. So, that's a win. Have a good night, y'all.
Thank you, S'mores. You have a good one, too.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for broadcasting.
Well, Tegan, if you don't care, man, since it's only 9:04, I'm going to try to get a couple more guys in. You're most welcome to hang out if you want, or if you want to leave now, it's fine. But I just want to let you know that, yeah, kind of early, so figure we can at least get a couple more in with Darth, Kylo, and Sal. And Darth Kylo accepted the invitation. Darth, a rare interview for fourth place finisher here in the midweek series, but with the time we've got, we want to talk to you about how you felt like your night went.
Well, personally, it was kind of average. I mean, I was like mid to back of the pack pretty much the whole time. And of course, my tires are made out of cream cheese, so I pit earlier than everyone else. But but I mean, overall, it was a pretty solid night. Harris kind of gifted me a fourth place at the very end there. But yeah, Atlanta's not one of my strongest tracks. I'll just get that out of the way right now.
Well, anything that you could have done differently in terms of keeping the tires up to standards with how Mike Man and the rest of the guys were racing, or do you think that it was just a slider setup that you were running on that made the difference?
I think it was probably the slider, especially considering that, Mike and Parsons and S'mores and Harris, they were pretty much the class of the field. And it seems like no matter what I would do, I wouldn't be able to catch them.
Well, S'mores there was able to nab the stage win, and of course, finishing just ahead of you there. Do you still feel like that you're sitting pretty comfortable in regular season points?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think S'mores has the regular season championship pretty much on lock at this point, and no thanks to me leaving Michigan and then DNFing at Iowa. But as far as the playoffs go, yeah, I feel like I'm in a pretty safe spot.
Yeah, and with Spencer there kind of lagging out as well, or not lagging out, raging out as well, definitely helps you stay above him for sure, so nothing to worry about there at least for a little bit of time right now. But yeah, but Tegan, anything?
I ain't got nothing.
Well, Darth, I appreciate you hopping on here. I know we don't normally do fourth on back, interviews for midweek series, but like I said, given the amount of time we've got left here for the night, I figure we get you on. So we definitely appreciate you hopping on and taking the time to talk with us, buddy.
Yeah, no problem, guys. And one thing before I hop off, at the end of the stage, I actually blew a tire on the last lap of the stage, and I still got myself a stage point.
Oh, my.
Nice.
That is nice. Right front or right rear?
It was the right front, because if it was the right rear, my ass would have gone straight on around.
Yeah. Well, that's a fortunate deal that you're still able to get fourth place there the way you did, man. So pretty cool, man. Congratulations.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Darth. See you later, buddy.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
All right, with Darth exiting the stage here, we'll get one last interview in with Sal. We got the green light from him there a moment ago, and there he is, just in the nick of time. Sal, what's up, my man? How do you feel or finishing in fifth place here tonight, buddy?
Yeah.
That's about the answer I was expecting. Definitely, it looked like you had a little bit of a moment here and there where you could have definitely kept up with the front of the pack there. What could you have done differently to help conserve on the tire wear issue, buddy?
I have no idea. I mean, that's what happens when you get no practice. And no one to blame there but myself, really. I feel like if it's something I could have messed around with a couple times before the race, I probably would have been fine. But I mean, it is what it is. We live and we learn, so we'll go on to the next one.
Now, are you on a steering wheel or on a controller?
I am on a controller.
So I have been told that the controller has more tire wear than the steering wheel, but I don't know. I can't confirm nor deny that.
It just depends on who the person is, I think.
Okay.
It can go either way. It's also that steering wheel settings. If somebody's got them really tuned in, or they're just out there sawing on it for shits and giggles. Kind of like Spencer.
That's fair. Yeah, we saw Spencer rage quit earlier, and I was like, well, here's Sal. He had a speeding penalty there, the first stage. And did you obtain a speeding penalty there at the last stage at some point in time too, or did you make an extra pit stop?
I had to make an extra pit stop. The tire wear on my end was so bad, I was not gonna make it, so I did have to make a stop there with, I believe, like 7-8 to go.
Okay, that makes sense now. Yeah, because I was like, man, something happened with Sal there, but yeah, I didn't know if that was what it was or a speeding penalty. But anyway, well, hey, I appreciate you taking a little extra time out of your day to come and interview with us after the race. I know you wished a little bit of better results than what you've gotten tonight, but hey, a top 5 nonetheless. Granted, it's only 7 guys, but hey, definitely. How do you? Well, actually, let me ask you this: how do you feel about your point situation going into the regular season here?
Points aren't really concerning me. I don't think we have a shot at the regular season.
Yeah.
So it's more of a just to kind of see what we can get going here for our playoffs when these start. See what we can learn and take there round by round, race by race, and go from there.
Sounds fair enough. Tegan, anything else, buddy?
I don't think I have anything.
Alrighty, well, Sal, thanks again for taking your time hopping on with us here for an interview. Congratulations on your 5th place finish here tonight, man. Hope you have yourselves a good night.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys for broadcasting. I mean, I'm sure there's many things y'all would rather do than to broadcast.
Well, Sal, you know what I'd rather do, but you're so I just jumped in.
Hey, we do appreciate it. I know the guys who run the series full time, like myself, where we can kind of showcase ourselves when we don't run terrible. Sal. But we appreciate it. So great job, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Sal.
Thank you. Okay, well, Tegan, final thoughts?
I mean, the race played out like I thought it would. It just, Mike mentioned, beating the 98 a few times here, and I was in the 98 car, and I got bulldozed in both instances. Me and Mike has kind of conversations on who was at fault on both sets. So, but it just seems like this track keeps, even for the Xfinity cars, they seem like they get more and more. It's like I remember being able to make moves on the high line here, or on the middle groove, I should say, and you can kind of pinch the guy on the bottom. Now it's just turned into another drafting track. It's like in real life. I've been saying this for years. NASCAR's watching how we run our shit, and they're just fucking copying and pasting in the sport of NASCAR. So it seemed like it's just, I don't know, maybe tonight would have been better if we didn't have draft on normal. I don't know. It's something that we're going to have to look into for maybe next year. It just seemed like you can't get runs now on the middle lines on these tracks like you used to. So, especially for Xfinity, it used to be kind of easy. The race expectations were pretty mid for me, and I think I was pretty much spot on with what I said at the beginning. So it's a one groove racetrack, and once you get the lead, toward the end there, you have to run it like a plate track. I mean, it's just the way you race it. We learned from the best, and that was Kyle Green. So.
Yep, and I completely agree with you there, 125%, Tegan. Not really much I could say that you hadn't covered with what you just said, because that's pretty much spot on. But nevertheless, here, folks, here we are closing out tonight's race. We were at Atlanta with Mike Min coming out with the win and the pole, being the fastest guy there in qualifying. So congratulations to that 9 team picking up the win here, and a pretty okay race tonight as far as the way that it all panned out. And I say okay, it was actually a really good race in my opinion, but not the barn burner we were expecting. But hey, that's how it goes sometimes, and we're going to go into next week as I'm literally flapping my gums. I didn't even look to see where next week's race is at, so do pardon me, folks.
I do believe it might be Talladega Trucks, if I'm not mistaken.
Tegan calls Talladega Trucks. We are about to get the confirmation here in about...
I do know it's definitely coming up.
Let's see here. Taking a little bit. Blah, 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 blah. Midweek schedule. Loading. And... here we go. Yeah. Tegan's right on the money with the Truck Series at Talladega. So, yeah, and then following after that is the Xfinity Series there at Darlington. I would love to get a race in that one, actually. But, yeah, so this Sunday coming, however, we are going to be racing at Las Vegas in the Cup Series, starting at 8 o'clock, as always, on Sunday nights. So do tune in at 8 o'clock to listen to Darth Kylo broadcast for our race in that deal as well. Darth, we appreciate you broadcasting every Sunday and doing very good holding it up by yourself there broadcasting too, man. We say it every week, and it kind of probably sounds redundant to you, but we don't know any other way to express to you how much we appreciate you broadcasting for us, buddy.
I have my way, but he won't take it. So.
Well, it's okay, Tegan. Not everybody is as accepting as others in your department. So, yeah, give him a little bit of time to warm up. I'm sure he'll accept it eventually. So.
That could go so many ways.
Mm-hmm. No. We'll save it for later, Tegan. Just to hold it in your holster, buddy. Wait, don't pull the trigger. So thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. Again, we appreciate you all that have subscribed and has tuned in and watched week in and week out, both Midweek Series and Cup Series, supporting our channel, supporting our racing league here for the PlayStation. It is truly an honor to be with the likes of these guys right here. And Tegan, thank you so much for helping me out tonight, buddy. Here, and this is Kevron 187 signing off, saying see y'all next time and have a good night.